Hello everyone. In today's video, we are going to be discussing how do you approach MCQ questions in the CA exam. So let us keep aside the discussion as to whether MCQs are beneficial or whether they are scoring or not. The fact of the matter remains that we have a 30-70 pattern in the theory papers, and that is why our focus should be on ensuring that we get the maximum marks in the MCQ papers. So keeping that approach in mind, let us move forward and discuss further. So the first and the foremost thing is that you have to make sure that since it's an MCQ based paper, they can ask from any nook and corner of your syllabus, and that is why you have to ensure that you do 100% of the syllabus. Each and every chapter, each and every concept can be tested upon, and that is why it is very important to do everything. Do not skip on any chapter or any point whatsoever, because the institute may just end up asking an integrated MCQ on that topic with say 5 questions worth 2 marks each, and bang, 10 marks are gone. So we do not want to face this situation, and that is why it's important that you do 100% of your syllabus. This is the first important and the most important point. The second point is as regards what do you study in for your MCQs, or what should be the focus areas. So the first thing is the institute may ask questions around things which it can probably not test in subjective papers, say limits or say applicability, non-applicability, or say integration of various provisions. So for example, in IDT, there may be an integrated case study which tests you on time of supply, place of supply, value of supply, ITC, everything as a whole, and that is why you have to be very sure while answering, and your concepts have to be very clear, because the institute may not ask you time of supply ka question in a subjective question, because there are many other things which can be tested on, but it can definitely be asked in MCQs. And personally, in our exams, also I think 2-3 questions were asked on time of supply, the in 2-3 independent questions. So it's important to do everything, and it's important to focus on the memorization areas, because that is something which the institute is targeting. You may feel that you are very good conceptually, and that is why you will be able to score a great deal of marks, but the harsh truth is that there are a few things which need to be memorized or which need to be remembered, and that is why you have to make summaries of limits, forms, applicabilities, penalties, and anything that you think may be asked in MCQs, because you do not want to lose a great deal of marks just because you could not remember whether it was 7 days or 14 days. So that is something very basic, and that is something which you have to keep in mind, and you have to keep yourself very well prepared, and you have to make very good notes so that you score the maximum in these 30 marks. Now coming to the marks, your basic target should be to secure at least 25 marks out of these 30 marks. I think that will give you a cushion for the remaining subjective portion, and that will boost up your confidence to a great deal. And that is why I'm harping about 25 marks, although this is not very static and it may vary depending on the difficulty of the paper. If the paper has a lot of difficult MCQs, then you realize that it's fine if you score slightly lesser, but make sure that you do not kind of let your difficult MCQs impact the subjective portion also. So there has to be a balance that way, and you have to find out a way to score marks. But having said that, generally MCQs are very scoring in that aspect if you have your concepts right and if you remember things right. Having said that, I think as regards the timelines, in the 15-minute reading period, I would not recommend anybody to refer the MCQ questions. What you can do is immediately after the bell rings, the first half an hour to 40 minutes should be dedicated solely to MCQs. So what you do is you read all the MCQs and you mark it in your OMR in the first 30-40 minutes, and then you basically focus your entire energy on subjective portion. But if there is anything you feel you are slightly confused upon, or you do not know the answer to the MCQs, you are confused between two options, you leave it for that moment and you go back to the MCQ at the end of the 3 hour duration. I think that will probably give you a more open view, and you'll be able to solve it much better at the later point of time. So in case you have some tricky MCQ, I think that's it. All you have to do is just believe in yourself, and just make sure that you solve the institute MCQs at least, because that is something which will give you a heads up, as in you are, whether you are studying in the right direction and whether the concepts which you have understood are actually helping you gain marks in MCQs. I would not recommend solving tons of MCQs, just different types of questions, and lose a lot of time there. Essentially, you can focus more on your concepts and on your main content, and just solve the institute MCQs which they have, I think, uploaded right now, some MCQ book, and also the MCQs of RTPs and MTPs of the previous attempts. So from May 20 onwards, there has been integrated MCQs. So the RTPs and MTPs also have two integrated MCQs for each subject, which is a very good practice, and which will kind of give you the confidence, or let you know where you are going wrong, so that you can improve upon your study strategy, and you can ensure that you are understanding how to approach an MCQ. Also, for integrated MCQs, I think you need not do any special preparation or practice. What you can essentially do is, when you're reading the question, read it with a very, very open mind, and read it word to word, and underline the words which you think will have an impact on your MCQ, and then refer the questions. This is what I personally feel, that you should read the question first, read the integrated MCQ case study first, and then move on to the questions. But you may follow otherwise, and this you will be able to realize only after you practice a few MCQs and understand what works for you best. I think that's about it. So the only important thing I want to say here is that you have to make sure that these 30 marks are very, very scoring for you, and that is why you have to make sure that you have adequate summaries, you have adequate references and resources which ensure that it is a good thing for you, and you come out with really, really good colors. That's it. Wishing you all the very best. Until next time, bye bye, and happy studying.